From Washington, D.C., we are very pleased to present to you Dr. YANIRA CRUZ. She's the president of the National Hispanic Council on Aging, and she's also the CEO. She focuses on providing the Latino perspective on public health for other adult and caregiver issues to increase policymaker and public understanding of the needs impacting vulnerable sectors of our society. Dr. CRUZ is an appointee serving on the Advisory Council on Alzheimer's Research, Care, and Services, which advises the Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services. She holds adjunct faculty appointment at the George Washington University School of Public Health. Let's give her a big hand of applause. She comes all the way from Washington, D.C. in our place in Cumberland County. Thank you very much, Dr. CRUZ. Thank you.
Good evening. Buenas noches. It's such a great pleasure to be here. And Dr. Paraison, thank you so much for your leadership, for your cariño, and for your dedication to your community. And of course, to Nelva as well, Nelva Paraison, who is also an incredible leader in our country. I remember meeting them both, how many years ago? Maybe 15, 16 years ago, during our work in the area of diabetes to create awareness on how to reduce the epidemic, as you know, is rampant with diabetes and obesity and all the complications connected to that. Nelva and Dr. Paraison were at the forefront, increasing that work and making sure that we were making a difference. So throughout my trajectory in my professional life, the two of them have been next to us working to really address issues in our community, vulnerable communities, diverse communities that have specific needs to living in dignity in our society. And so for us, it's just a great honor to be able to see them as our partners, to consider them our friends, and to continue to work together to make this country a better country for all of us. And now, you know, with the honor to lead the National Hispanic Council on Aging, which is a national organization that works to improve the lives of seniors in this country, particularly diverse seniors, Hispanic seniors. We've been able to continue to work with Perfil Latino in making sure older adults are aging in dignity. And in that regard, we have been working in different areas. We continue to work in areas around economic security, poverty, reducing hunger, which is a major problem among seniors, and addressing some of the health problems, addressing issues around affordable housing. We're fortunate to have a senior housing in Washington, D.C., and also in Kansas. We house individuals who would otherwise be homeless or would live in a living room of a friend or family member. And so being able to offer a home, a place for them to live in dignity brings me a lot of joy. And so with that, I want to say that it's an honor to be here with you to celebrate all the leaders in this area, to celebrate the success, but also to look forward to what needs to get done, right? Which is a lot. But today, I want to take a moment to share with you some information that we have been gathering throughout the year. One of the things we do at the National Hispanic Council on Aging is produce knowledge and produce understanding of what is happening with our community, what is happening specifically with seniors and caregivers. And so today, I want to share with you the findings from a report that we have put together. that is a combination or a result of a national study we conducted this year that documents the resilience of our older adults. Earlier this month, we released this report. We call it our State of Hispanic Older Adults report. This report is unique in that it's focused on solutions to the most pressing challenges faced by Hispanics around the country. It's a report combining findings from a literature review, a series of open community forums, and a national survey of over 900 participants. This survey explored the Hispanic community's view of civic engagement, as well as their level and commitment to working in their communities and affecting public policy. In speaking to seniors in different parts of the country, we met with a lot of pain. Our seniors are struggling just to stay economically afloat and to maintain their health. They share with us that many are facing hunger or are on the verge of homelessness, that their low fixed salaries don't cover basic expenses, that housing costs are too high, and that the housing is in poor shape and not appropriate for seniors, that they find it difficult to navigate the programs that could help them. They also share their experiences with high levels of chronic disease, mental health, and dementias like Alzheimer's. Diabetes and depression are mentioned frequently. They tell us that they have been victims of fraud and abuse. And their stories and descriptions match national statistics. Consider the following findings of the literature review we conducted this year. Hispanic older adults are the least prepared U.S. population for retirement and are unlikely to have retirement savings of any kind. They generally do not understand the U.S. retirement system and are likely to return to the workforce to make ends meet if they are able. Because they were likely to have been employed in physically demanding jobs, they need retraining to return to work as older persons, and they may face what we call ageism. Hispanic older adults face severe health disparities compared to the rest of the population. Over 1 in 5 Hispanic households nationwide faces food insecurity. The Hispanic diabetes rate is almost 50% higher than that of non-Hispanics in our country. And it is complicated by all kinds of diabetes-related complications. Alzheimer's disease rate is estimated to be 2 times higher than non-Hispanic whites, but is underdiagnosed. We also know that they're being diagnosed much earlier than the rest of the population, about 7 to 10 years younger than the rest of the population. And Hispanics still have less access to health insurance, despite efforts with the current administration around the Affordable Care Act. Hispanic older adults carry a severe silent burden of abuse which can have highly detrimental effects on their health. One California study found that as many as 40% of the Hispanic older adult participants in that study had suffered from some form of abuse. In addition, Hispanic older adults are especially vulnerable to Medicare fraud and are often the targets of fraud in general. Older adults face a severe lack of age-appropriate, decent, affordable housing. Rent makes up a high percentage of Hispanic older adults' low fixed incomes and often leaves them deciding whether to buy food or needed medications. Hispanic older adults struggle with gaining access to programs for which they are eligible and which would assist them in achieving personal solvency by providing food, housing, or health care. These older adults often experience cultural and linguistic gaps with service provision and may lack the level of formal education needed to easily navigate enrollment procedures, which is something at our table earlier today, we were talking the importance of education in order to acquire the American dream. And many of our seniors and our families are just not having access to that. Hispanic informal caregivers also struggle with finding information and support to assist them in their caregiving roles, which contributes to caregiver stress and poor health. And so these statistics and the lives of people they represent are sobering. But these statistics are only part of the story. As we heard the heartbreaking stories this year, we also were given hope. Through our community forums and our surveys, we heard our Hispanic older adults' eagerness to be involved in their own solutions, to be civically engaged and to be proactive. We were amazed at their resilience and optimism and their confidence that things could improve. At each community forum, older adults and other participants understood the complexity of the challenges they were facing. They also had insightful recommendations to address these challenges, ranging from local, state, and national advocacy to researching candidate platforms in preparation to vote, to coordinating local education and promotion programs to better understand health issues, and how to identify and report abuse and fraud. They recommended a greater focus on the development of affordable quality housing stock at all levels and discussed mobilizing campaigns for rent control legislation and sharing information related to available housing. They also stressed the importance of education of future generations, on building retirement funds and healthy living so they would not face the same challenges in their later years. Our survey reflected this motivation to be involved and make a difference. Participants in the survey, over 60% of whom were older adults, were eager to be civically engaged. They felt it was important to be involved in community solutions. However, they seemed to understand civic engagement as simply helping others, rather than being involved in public policy. They had helped their neighbors in times of need by giving a ride or watching a child, but had not written a letter to the editor of their local paper or to their representative on pressing problems. They expressed that they were largely satisfied with their level of civic engagement, but also show interest in being engaged in solving pressing issues on a systemic level, if provided with the knowledge and tools to do so. And this, my friends, gives us great hope, because channeling the willingness, strength, and wisdom of our older adults to solving the pressing problems has the potential of achieving great success. It also reminds us of our honor in working to serve such wonderful and inspiring people. And so I count it a privilege to wake up every day as the president and CEO of the National Hispanic Council on Aging and be able to go out and serve all our diverse seniors in this wonderful nation. And I count it a privilege to work side by side with partners like Perfil Latino and others that share our commitment to working to ensure that all seniors age in dignity. I know that together we can ensure that all of our nation's older adults will be able to enjoy their golden years in dignity, security, and the best possible health. And so with this, I come to conclude my remarks, but I want to leave you with a request, and that request is about election, and it's about getting informed and making sure we all understand what we're voting for, what issues we are voting for, what issues matter to us. I just indicated some of the pressing issues impacting the population we are serving. And so as we go out to the ballot box, let's ask ourselves, who are we voting for? What are the issues that they are caring for? And who will be the best person to make a decision on behalf of the most vulnerable segment in our country? Let's not forget that a society that cares for the most vulnerable, children and seniors, older adults, it really demonstrates the caliber and the quality of that society. So with that, I want to say thank you. I want to congratulate Perfil Latino for a wonderful evening and for all your wonderful work.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cruz. Thank you, thank you. I want to tell you that Adelante was instituted in 2013 to give award, recognize local people that do excellent job for the community. That's the first time we're going to extend our Adelante Award to make it nationally. So you're going to be receiving tonight the Adelante Award. So come with me here, please. And again, thank you very much, Dr. Cruz, for coming all the way from Washington, D.C. to our place in South Jersey.